Okay, here we are at Community Markets break room. Hi, Tara.
Hi.
And Tara is going to show us all here at Community Market how to recycle things that are here in the break room.
Yes.
Hit it, Tara.
All right, we'll start right over here with the compost bin. So we do have a compostable plastic bag liner. So this is a brand that's certified compostable, BPI certified. So this is okay to go in the compost. So that's very important. So it's good we're using that. It helps keep the bin clean. So we're just gonna dig right in here. So one thing I see is this soiled plate from the deli, which is great. It belongs in here, so that's the right thing to do. Then there's also a bunch of paper towels that have been used. This is also the right place, so we're looking good for that. And I also do see a couple of small scraps of paper, which we learned at the sustainability training that yes, this goes in the compost. These are a little bit too small to be recycled, so they do go in the compost.
Okay, say that again. What were those things again? The sale signs?
Small scraps of paper, like a little receipt here, and yeah, a little sale sign. If it's a piece of paper or anything that's under 4 inches in diameter, it's considered too small to recycle. So it would have to either be thrown away, or if it's paper, it can be put in the compost.
Now, does that paper have to be absolutely clean, free of tape?
Free of tape, yes. If you possibly can. I mean, a tiny little bit, you know, if you can take it off, that's the way to go.
Okay, so you could tear off the piece that has the tape on it, and
yes.
you could throw that piece with the tape away, but then you can also put back the small piece back into compost.
Exactly, yes.
You got it. I think I'm getting it.
Oh, yeah. Great. So, ooh, I found another good thing in here. So, this is also from the deli. So, this is a little container, and it's like lined with compostable plastic, and it's other than that, it's made out of paper. So this is accepted in the compost. So this is just like our coffee cups that we have here. It's the same materials. So yes, it does go in the compost.
And it doesn't need to be cleaned out.
No, it doesn't need to be cleaned out. Soiled food, that's totally fine. So that's all I'm seeing in here right now. So we're looking pretty good. There are some food scraps, and that's of course great. All food scraps, meat, bones, grease, any sort of thing that was edible or once alive can go in the compost. Great, so moving right along, we have the garbage can right here. So I do see some film plastic, so this is the right place for the garbage. It cannot be recycled, so any sort of plastic film, unless it's compostable plastic like that, has to go in the garbage. So that's exactly where it should go. That includes the pallet wrap, plastic bags, saran wrap, any sort of plastic, thin plastic film, chip bags, covers to the crackers and cookies, all of that stuff is garbage. So I also do see in here some stir sticks, which are, you know, since they're just wood, they're made of organic material, they can go in the compost. So I'm going to move them over there. I also see a sushi container. Oh, and it's pretty clean. I think someone rinsed it out. Wow, wait. So this is actually recyclable. So they do prefer containers closed if possible, so I'm going to close it. And this is nice and clean. It's not completely dry, but so the thing about containers is ideally they would be completely clean and completely dry, but that's not always possible. So what you can do is tap them out. If there was like food in here, you compost all the food, scrape it out, get as much as possible out. You can rinse it, but if there's a little bit of food residue, it's okay.
And I put that in there. I cleaned it.
Oh, great. Oh, wow. Okay, wow. So
now, do I have to take that tag off?
No, that's fine. That'll
okay.
be fine. Yeah, you don't have to do that. So yeah, and especially if there's a little bit of food left, definitely if there's chunks of food, they don't want that. That's going to contaminate the recycling. So get rid of the chunks of food, but a little bit of sauce or whatever, you know, especially if you can close it, I think that'll be fine. So we'll put that in the recycle. So also I see in the garbage one of our compostable plastic utensils. So that's exactly right. It belongs in the garbage. These are not accepted by our compost company, so we will put that back in the garbage there.
I have a question for you, Tara, about those compostable spoons and forks. Even though that they can't go into the compost, which is why we all thought we were buying them and using them, right? But if they go in the trash and they're compostable, I guess we could feel good that they are going to compost in the trash?
Right.
Or the landfill?
Right. Well, so that's a big item of debate, and I'm asking different professionals in the garbage industry for their opinion. I have gotten mixed reviews, and some people, if you were at the sustainability training, you'll remember somebody asked that, one of our workers, and the woman presenting from Recology said yes and no, meaning she didn't give us a straight answer, do this or that. So, and that's kind of why we put the word out and asked everybody for their opinion to try to get a vote in on it. Because some plastic has the potential to be recyclable versus any compostable plastic, unless it's like this certain exceptions with the thin plastic, then it would have to go in the landfill. So about the landfill versus a compost pile, like a whole compost operation that they're turning and adding water to and having the right balance of different materials, that's going to compost really fast and make a really great product that can be reused, versus something in the landfill. They throw it in there and it's an anaerobic environment, meaning there's no oxygen that gets there, so that is not going to let things compost. And landfills create organic materials, and landfills create methane, which is a greenhouse gas. It's pollution. So most landfills, they just emit the methane and it goes into the atmosphere and contributes to global warming. And then also, it's also materials that are being lost. We're going to put in the landfill. There's no end in sight of when we're ever going to get that material out to be reused. So it's basically lost energy, a lost potential, instead of being able to enrich our soils with a compostable product. So, and there are examples of food and like newspapers in the landfills from like the 50s that are completely intact. You can go dig in the landfill, read a newspaper, and it didn't break down at all. So the other thing about compostable plastic is, even though yes, it does have corn or whatever, potato or whatever organic ingredient is in there, it's still molecularly very similar to plastic. It's pretty darn close, so it doesn't readily compost, and it's really not the best product. So you could say it is a little better than real plastic, but honestly, I don't think it's much better. So I don't think we should feel really great about it, but if we got real plastic utensils, those aren't recyclable either. So for now, I think we're going to stick to this, and if we can ever come up with a better way to do it, then we will.
All right.
Okay.